Pokemon, the Winner's Cup. Which Pokemon will you find in this adventure? Turn to the back when you have spotted them. Chapter 1, Battle for the J-Star Badge. The battle between the Kumquat Gym leader, Rina, and Ash Ketchum from Polytown will now begin, the gym announcer said. The J-Star Badge hangs in the balance. Ash Ketchum took a deep breath. Rina stood at the opposite edge of the large gym. White lights on the floor mark out the boundaries of the battle area. Ash had come a long way since he first became a Pokemon trainer. His journey to capture and train Pokemon had led them into the far-off Orange Islands. Here, trainers could battle four gym leaders known as the Orange Crew to earn badges in the Orange League. So far, Ash had earned 3 badges, the Coral Eye Badge, the Sea Ruby Badge, and the Spike Shell Badge. Earning the badges hadn't been easy. The Orange League battles revolved around the strange test of skill rather than the traditional one-on-one Pokemon face-offs he was used to in the Indigo League. This was his final battle. If he earned his 4th badge, he could go on to compete for the Winner's Cup. Ash wondered what sort of thing he should expect. What kind of twist would Rina throw at him? According to the Kumquat Gym rules, this battle would be conducted as a double battle. The announcer continued. Each trainer will battle with a team of 2 Pokemon. Ash absorbed this information. It's a typical battle. 2 Pokemon would battle each other until one fainted. The Pokemon left standing was the winner. But 2 Pokemon battling together was a difficult story. Ash knew they'd have to look out for each other. If one of the Pokemon fainted, the battle would be over. Rina smiled. The older woman reminded Ash a little of his mother, but he knew she wouldn't go easy on him. Have you selected your Pokemon, Ash? Rina asked. She drew out 2 red and white Pokeballs. Marowak, Alakazam, I choose you, she shouted. The Pokeballs burst open and 2 Pokemon appeared out of them. Ash recognized them both. Marowak was a ground-type Pokemon that wore a skull mask and used a bone in battle. Alakazam was a powerful Fixnic-type Pokemon with long pointed ears and carried a spoon in each hand. Ash's friends Misty and Tressie looked at Ash with concern. Beating a Physic-type Pokemon wasn't easy. Which 2 Pokemon would Ash choose? Pikachu! His little yellow electric-type Pokemon was eager to battle. I use Pikachu, of course, Ash said. And this one. Ash threw out a Pokeball. A large orange Pokemon burst out. Go Charizard! Ash cried. Charizard stomped in big feet and flapped his majestic wings and smiled confidently. With Pikachu's electric attacks and Charizard firepower, I'll be unstoppable. Pikachu rushed out to take its place on the floor. Charizard stomped ahead of it, blocking its way. Angry sparks shot out Pikachu's cheeks. Charizard responded by shooting a stream of flame out of his mouth. Pikachu leaped on a dodge to fire. What are you 2 doing? Ash cried. You're not supposed to be fighting each other. We're here to win a badge. Ash's friend Missy shook her head. Her orange ponytail bobbed up and down. Ash Pokemon are supposed to work as a team, she told her friend Tressie. Ash needs to get his Pokemon under control, the older boy agreed. But Ash didn't have time. Let the match begin, the announcer blared through the speaker. Alakazam, Marowak, go! Rina yelled. Alakazam and Marowak both ran to the center of the gym. Charizard, Pikachu, block their attacks! Ash called out. Pikachu ran past Charizard. The fire and flying-type Pokemon didn't like that at all. It burned Pikachu's lightning bolt-shaped tail with a hot flame. Pika! Pikachu cried. It held its burnt tail and glared at Charizard. Stop fighting! Ash scolded the Pokemon. Charizard, tackle Alakazam! Charizard nodded. It flew across the floor, aiming right to the Physic Pokemon. Alakazam, use your Physic powers to stop Charizard cold! Lana cried. A strange light began to glow in Alakazam's eyes. Beam of Physic energy enveloped the Charizard. The fire-type Pokemon stopped moving in midair. The light of Alakazam's Physic attack had trapped it. And stopped quickly. Pikachu, help Charizard! He called out. Use Thunder Shock on Alakazam! Pikachu heard an electric blast and accidentally hit Charizard. Char! Charizard roared as his body sizzled with electricity. Ash couldn't believe what he was seeing. Charizard and Pikachu were supposed to be working together. What's your aim, Pikachu? He yelled. Lana smiled. You can't win a double battle unless your Pokemon work together, she said. Marowak, Boomerang! Marowak drew the bone in his hand. The bone spiraled through the air, then slammed into Charizard. The big Pokemon diddled to the floor, and the bone flew right back into Marowak's hand. Now Alakazam! Lana cried. Hit Charizard with a Fight Stick again! Alakazam shot a light beam at Charizard, and the Pokemon rose into the air again, surrounded by orange light. Alakazam looked pleased. He pointed one of the spoons in his hands at Charizard and gave it a twist. At the same moment, Charizard crashed back to the floor. Marowak drew another boomerang. The heavy bone slammed at Charizard and returned to Marowak. Let's look at Charizard, feeling worried. The Pokemon was taking a lot of damage and looked severely weakened. Wrap it up, Alakazam, Lana said. Alakazam raised the spoon again, and Charizard rose up. Charizard needed help. Pikachu! Ash cried. Charizard is your friend. You have to help it. Pikachu sounded reluctant. Then they looked at Charizard, helpless under Alakazam's powers. Pikachu nodded to Ash. Electric sparks crackled and spilled the charge. Then it hurled a lightning bolt at Alakazam. For a split second, Alakazam lost control of the psychic hold in Charizard. The fire-type Pokemon landed squarely on his feet. Char! It roared. Charizard looked much stronger now. Lana turned her attention to Pikachu. Marowak, hit Pikachu with Body Slam! Marowak charged across the gym floor, head lowered, and was about to slam into Pikachu when Charizard lowered his shield swing and knocked Marowak away. Pikachu and Charizard are starting to work together, Missy said. Charizard began to fly across the length of the gym, ready to attack Alakazam and Marowak. Pikachu ran alongside Charizard, then jumped up. Char! Charizard paused and let Pikachu jump onto his back. Ash was relieved. His Pokemon were really working like a team now, but Marowak and Alakazam weren't giving up. Marowak drew another bone at Pikachu. The electric-type Pokemon ducked, and the bone missed. Pikachu responded by zapping Marowak with an electric blast. The attack had no effect. Marowak is a ground-type Pokemon, Missy said. Electric attacks won't work. This will end it, Lana said, confidently. Alakazam, Psybeam! Ash tensed. The Psybeam could easily knock out almost any Pokemon. The glowing ball of energy formed in Alakazam's mouth. The ball shot out as a beam of golden light. Climb, Charizard! As commanded, Charizard flew up, just missing the beam. At the same time, Marowak's bone circled back from the last attack. The ball smacked into Alakazam, sending the Pokemon falling forward. The gym floor observed the Psybeam. The beam zoomed across the floor, right to Marowak's path. Golden light exploded on the ground-type Pokemon. Marowak tentered back and forth, then fainted to the floor. Marowak is unable to battle, the announcer cried. Ash is the winner! Lana looked at the battle area, shocked. Then she smiled. Congratulations, Ash, she said. You just won the G-Star badge. Chapter 2. Stunned by the Vileplume. I can't believe I earned all 4 Orange League badges, Ash told Pikachu. He and his best friends were resting on a small island. Pikachu, said a little Pokemon. Pikachu was proud of his trainer. That winter cup is going to be mine, Ash said confidently. It's the highest honor a trainer can earn in an Orange League. Pikachu nodded. Let's go and find Missy and Tressie, Ash said. I bet we can make it to the next island before dark. Sometimes Ash didn't know where he'd be without his friends. Misty had been traveling with him since he started his Pokemon journey. She got impatient with Ash a lot, and Ash teased her just as much. But they had been through a lot together. Ash and Misty had met Tressie when they came to the Orange Islands. It happened right after their good friends Brock let them and study with Professor Ivy, a Pokemon breeder. Tressie kind of invited himself along. Ash didn't mind. Tressie's Pokemon, Merle, feminine as Guider, had proved useful in many situations, and Tressie knew a lot about Pokemon. Ash and Pikachu found Tressie kneeling in the clearing. Tressie brushed his friend the dark hair away from his face. As a Pokemon watcher, Tressie was always looking for Pokemon to study. Today he was sketching a sleeping Vileplume. Vileplume has a squat blue body and a huge red flower on top of his head. In the center of the flower was a hollow stalk. Ash had seen the combination poison and great type Pokemon before, but never on this large. Excited, Ash ran to his friend. That's a pretty cool bow. Wah! Ash tripped on a rock. He tumbled, knocking into Tressie. The two boys fell into knocking into the stalk on Vileplume's head. Vileplume woke with a start, thinking it was under attack, and pushed Ash and Tressie out of the stalk. They flew up in the air, then crashed into the grass. The Vileplume showered them both with a full-smelling orange dust. Ash and Tressie coughed and choked, then it fell to the ground. The next thing Ash remembered, he was lying in a hut. Pikachu was leaning over him, looking worried. Misty pressed a cold claw to his forehead. He felt like he was bringing up. Ash tried to sit up, but he couldn't. I can't move, he said weakly. His arms and legs felt parasite. Your inhaled Vileplume stun spore, Missy said, concerned. There's no Pokemon Center on this island. I'm not sure how to get you to onto the unit you need. Jessie was lying next to Ash. He struggled to talk. The Pokédex, he said. Right, Missy said. She took Dexter, Ash's Pokédex, from his backpack. Dexter was a small computer that held information about all kinds of Pokemon. Missy asked Dexter about Vileplume's attack. She found that the silverweed could cure the effects of some spore. Then another picture appeared on Dexter's screen. It was a small purple Pokemon with a round body, a flat tail, and a spiral on its stomach. It was a Poliwag. We'll find that, Missy said. She grabbed Togepi, her tiny Pokemon, and silver an eggshell. She ran to the door. Pikachu! Pikachu wanted to go too. You need to stay here and watch Ash and Tressie, Pikachu, Missy said. But I'll be right back, I promised. Pikachu agreed, but it was clearly disappointed. Missy ran down the sandy trail. I think I saw a lake when we were out walking before, she told Togepi. There must be some silverweed there. Soon they came to a clear blue lake that stretched as far as she could see. It'll take Missy all day to search for the bottom of it. How are you going to do this without a Poliwag? Missy said. Let's try to find one. Toggy, Togepi chirped. They didn't have to look far. At a moment, a little purple Pokemon came running through the trees. Poliwag, Missy cried. Oh, look at the big round eyes. You're so cute. Toggy smiled happily. But the Poliwag didn't look happy. It hid behind Missy's leg, trembling. Missy saw that it was afraid. What's the matter, Poliwag? Missy asked. Hand over that Poliwag, a voice cried. Missy spun around. A young man with blue hair came running out of the trees. He wore a white uniform with a red R on the front. Alongside him ran Meow, a white scratch-cap Pokemon. James, Missy cried. James was part of Team Rocket. Pokemon thieves were always chasing Missy and her friends. What are you doing here? We just want a Poliwag, Meow said. Well, this Poliwag doesn't want to go with you, Missy replied. Poliwag whimpered. Meow and James looked at each other. There's no use being polite with this Poliwag, Meow said. Right, we'll just have to take it, James said. He drew a red and white Pokeball. Victorball, go! The Pokemon as tall as James burst from the Pokeball. Victorball looked like a yellow bell-shaped plant. Victorball tried to swallow James. Not me! James cried. Attack them! Victorball spat James out. Then it bounced across the grass towards Misty and Poliwag. Misty was ready. She drew a Pokeball. Go, Golden! She cried. Chapter 3. Misty versus James. A friendly goldfish Pokemon appeared in a flash of white light. Golden looked pretty and delicate, but it has a fierce horn on its forehead. Victorball, Razor Leaf, James commanded his Pokemon. Sharp green leaves flew out of grew out from vegetables, bell-shaped flowers, and towards Golden. The goldfish Pokemon splashed into the lake to avoid them. Vegetable jumped off the shore. Golden rose up out of the water, slamming Vegetable with his horn. Vegetable flew up in the air. As it came down, Golden smacked into the grass and poisoned the Pokemon once again. Golden, furry attack! Nancy cried. Bam! 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 Golden jumped up the water again and again, each time smacking Vegetable with his horn. With one final slam, Golden disappointed Vegetable back on shore. The Pokemon was looking very tired and weak. James frowned. He held out the Pokeball. Return, Vegetable, he said. Vegetable disappeared inside the ball. Target! Target! Polly! Polly! Togepi and Poliwag have a happy cheer, but James wasn't finished. Go, Whizzing, he said, drawing another Pokeball. Whizzing pointed at Pokemon. Looked like a purple cloud with two heads. Whizzing, whizzing, and moaned as it burst out of the Pokeball. Missy didn't miss a bit. Go Staryu, she cried, throwing a Pokeball. A five-pointed star-shaped Pokemon appeared. Staryu had a red jewel on its middle. Staryu, tackle, she called out. Whizzing, tackle, James countered. Whizzing and Staryu flew at each other. Slam, they collided in the midair. Slam, another tackle. Slam, they crashed into each other again. Whizzing, smoke attack, shouted James. Whizzing benched out a thick cloud of black smoke. The burnt smoke covered Staryu. Missy knew what to do. Staryu, double edge! She shouted at Pokemon. Staryu spun wildly around and around, creating a strong wind. The wind quickly cleared the smoke. Staryu spun faster and faster, and it zoomed through the air and slammed to Whizzing. Whizzing! The poisoned Pokemon soared away. You did it, Staryu! Meow faced Misty angrily. I guess it's up to me, she said. Missy recalled Staryu. She drew out a dirt ball. Go, slide it! A chubby yellow Pokemon that looked a bit like a duck popped out. Meow grinned. Getting rid of this bird brain will be easy, the Scratch Cat Pokemon said. Scratch attack! Meow launched its Psyduck, its claws speared. It scratched Psyduck's face. Sigh! Sigh! Psyduck didn't seem in the least bothered, and then Meow's furry swipe. Meow fried. Now you spite! Yelled at Missy threateningly. Meow opened his mouth wide and tried to bite Psyduck's big cat. Sigh, sigh, Psyduck moaned, and eyes began to blink rapidly. That's it, Psyduck, Missy shouted encouragingly. Use Visible, Psyduck blinked, and light glowed on his head. Then a light covered Meow. I can't move, Meow cried, frozen in light. Now it's confusion, Missy told Psyduck. Sigh, Psyduck cried. A bright light flashed and Meow went cantering backwards. It crashed into James and two fell on the ground in a faint. Slowly, Meow and James got up. I can't believe we lost it, a little twerp like her, Meow complained. All we were trying to do was find some silver way to help Jessie, James said. Meow and James sulked away. Good battle, Psyduck, Missy said, recalling a water type Pokemon. But I really need to find a silver way for Ash and Tressie. Poliwag rubbed itself against Missy's legs affectionately. Poliwag, do you think you could do us a favor? Missy asked. Poliwag nodded. You need to find some silver way. She showed it to the picture in the duster. Do you know where we can find some? Polly! Poliwag said excitedly. It jumped into the lake. A moment later, Poliwag swam back with strands of green plant in his mouth. All right, Missy said. Missy called on Staryu again. Let's go! Poliwag dived back into the water. Missy held on to Staryu's back as he dived down to the lake bottom. Clumps of silver weed grew along sandy floor. Missy, Staryu, and Poliwag gathered as much of plant as they could. Then they swam back to the shore. We've got what we need, Missy said. Let's get to Ash and Tressie. Before leaving, Missy placed a pile of the silver weed on the shore. Toggy wondered. We may be enemies, but I can't turn my back on someone in trouble. Missy said, Team Rocket can use this to help Jessie. Poliwag followed them back to the hunt. Pikachu! Pikachu was relieved to see them returning. Missy quickly boiled a plant in the fresh water. She gave Ash and Jessie a cup of hot liquid. As the liquid slid down his throat, Ash could feel the sensation coming back to his arms and legs. His whole body felt cooler. He sat up. Sorry it took me so long, Missy said. She told Jessie about Ash and her battle with James. Jessie sat up next. He noticed a polywag. Looks like you caught a polywag, Jessie said. I guess I did, Missy admitted. She turned to Polywag. How would you like to come along with me and Togepi? Polly! Polywag said happily. Togepi chirped and gave the water type Pokemon a hug. Ash shook the ass and scratched his arms. I hope your near Polywag is ready to go, Ash said. I've got a winner's cup to win. Chapter 4 Permello Island. Soon Ash and his friends were riding on the back of Lapras, Ash's large blue water and ice-type Pokemon. An island rose out of the ocean a short distance away. Ash could see a round stadium on top of the island. It's Pomelo Island, Ash said. Pomelo Stadium is where the battle for the Winner's Cup is held. We're here, Pikachu. Pikachu jumped up on Ash's shoulder. Pikachu, it said happily. Lapras was just reaching the shore. Ash was so excited that he ran into town as soon as Lapras was safely back in his Pokeball. He couldn't wait to get started. Ash's friends followed him into the stadium office. A man with gray hair and a mustache stood behind the counter. The badge on his jacket read Tournament Clerk. I'm come to apply to enter the Orange League, Ash told him. He showed the clerk of 4 of the Orange League badges as he had earned. All 4 of the badges were shaped like seashells with jewels in the middle. They proved that Ash had defeated the Orange Crew, the 4 main Orange League gym leaders. The tournament clerk took out a small handheld scanner and held it over each badge. The scanner beeped every time. Well, all 4 badges check out, he said, smiling. That qualifies you to compete for the Winner's Cup. All right, Ash said. Hey, Ash, look at this, Tracy said. In a corner of the office sat a small stone statue of a dragon-type Pokemon. I wonder what kind of Pokemon is this? The clerk smiled again. Your match is tomorrow, Ash, he said. Let me show it and your friends are in Palace of Victory. Ash and the others followed the old man through the street of a brown building with a dome roof. Inside, the walls were lined with photos of Pokemon trainers and stone tablets with Pokemon footprints in them. These photos are here to honor those who have won the Orange League Winner Cup, the tournament clerk said. In order to enter the hall, you have to defeat the leader of Permello Stadium in a full battle. A full battle? Ash asked. What's that? That is a 6-on-6 battle, replied the clerk. 6 of your Pokemon against 6 of the leader's Pokemon. The 6 Pokemon take turns battling. The trainer can recall a Pokemon if it gets weak and use it again later. Of course, if a Pokemon faints, it's out of the battle. The battle ends when all the 6 of one trainer's Pokemon have fainted. That's a long battle, Jessie told Ash. You have to think carefully about which types you'll use. Jessie pointed to another statue of the Dragon-type Pokemon. Excuse me, sir. What kind of Pokemon is that? It's a Dragonite, the clerk replied. The legendary Pokemon that guards this island. I knew it, Jessie said. Ash took out his Pokédex. Dragonite, the dragon and flying type Pokemon, the clerk said. This extremely rare species is able to fly faster than any other Pokemon. Great, the leader of Pomerol Stadium commands a Dragonite, the clerk said. He does? Asking a little nervously. He never battled a Dragonite before. He knew that they were pretty powerful. No one has won the Winner's Cup since Drake arrived, said the tournament clerk. Wow, Ash, Missy said. You've got a big challenge ahead of you. One of your biggest ever. It's going to be tough. You can say that again, Ash said. I better go and work out a strategy. The friends headed to the local Pokemon Center. Once they were inside, Ash let his Pokemon out of their Pokeballs. Wake up, everybody! Ash cried, tears out of fear and stamped his feet. Then came Bulbasaur, or grass and poison Pokemon. Lapras burst out and shot a stream of water in his mouth. Squirrel, a cute turtle Pokemon, squirrel water will Lapras. Pikachu joined them by shooting electric sparks into the air. And came Ash's sixth Pokemon, Snorlax. The enormous Pokemon was sound asleep. Snorlax just been a big meal 1 hour ago, just reminded him, and only wakes up when it's hungry. It probably won't wake up in time for the competition. You're right, I said. He put Snorlax back in his Pokeball. I see if I can get one of my other Pokemon from Professor Oak. Professor Oak has started Ash on his Pokemon journey by giving him a Pokédex and his very first Pokemon, Pikachu. Because Pokemon trainers were only allowed to carry 6 Pokemon at a time, Ash's extra Pokemon were in the professor's care. Ash explained his problem to Professor Oak in a video film. Are you sure you want to use a Pokemon you haven't used before? Professor Oak said. Pokemon battle better when they know their trainers. I don't have a choice, Ash said. Besides, you've been training them, haven't you? I suppose, Professor Oak said. He paused for a moment, looking thoughtful. Then he said, you can use Muk or Taurus. The wild bull Pokemon woke up and Professor Oak and snorted. Ash had caught his Taurus in a safe-free zone. Ash had never used it to a battle, but it was a strong, solid Pokemon. I can make a great replacement for the Snorlax. I choose Taurus, Ash said. Great, said Professor Oak, smiling. Then let's make the exchange. Next to the video film was a Pokeball transfer machine. Ash placed Snorlax Pokeball on the metal platform. White light zapped from above. It vanished. Then more light zapped the platform. Another Pokeball appeared. Ash threw out a Pokeball. Taurus, I choose you! The brown Pokemon appeared in a flash of light. It started at Paul's front leg and waved all 3 of its chairs. There's a nice Taurus, Ash, Tracy said. It sure is, Ash said. And what is hell? I'm going to win the match tomorrow. Chapter 5. Ditto starts the battle. Permelo Stadium was pulsing with energy and its world welcomes a new challenger, said the announcer. No one challenging trainer had beaten Drake, the stadium leader, since he began the reason of domination. Opposing him is Ash Ketchum from Paladin. Will Ash be able to do what no one else has? Ash stepped out of a doorway into the open-air stadium. Pikachu walked at his side. Every seat in the stadium was full. The huge statue of Dragonite overlooked the battlefield. The large scoreboard over had flashed the pictures of Ash and Drake. A tall, muscular man with black hair stepped out of the opposite doorway. Drake wore a sleeveless red shirt. Around his neck, hung a Pokeball on a chain. So this is a guy who can handle a Dragonite, asked Don, sizing up his opponent. The 2 trainers met on the sidelines, and a large crowd went wild. Ash and Drake shook hands. Welcome to the Orange League Winners' Cup, Drake said. I'm happy to be here, Ash replied. A George in the orange shirt stepped in between them. The battle will be 6-on-6, he said. The challenger can switch Pokemon at any point during the battle, and a field change will occur that any 3 of one trainer's Pokemon became unable to battle. Field change? Ash asked. At that moment, the stadium floor opened up. 2 halves of the floor split apart, revolving a large pit underneath. A new field rose up from the bottom of the pit. The field was dotted with rocks and huge boulders. A pool of water shaped like a pokeball sat in the center. The first field to be a rock and water field, the announcer blared. I studied the field's rocky surface. This was going to be harder than he thought. The battle is about to begin, the announcer said. Pay attention to which Pokemon each trainer chooses. Ash and Drake chose their positions on the opposite side of the field. Drake held up the Pokeball. See what you can do against my first pick, Drake said, tossing a ball in the air. A pink blobby-looking Pokemon burst out from the ball and landed under a tall boulder. A Ditto! Ash exclaimed. A picture of Ditto lit up in a scoreboard next to Drake's picture. With its one and only tentacle, transform, Ditto can turn into any Pokemon the trainer wishes, said the announcer. This is a tough one, Trusty said. He and Misty watched it from the first row. You're right, Misty agreed. It won't matter what type Pokemon Ash chooses at all. Ditto can mimic all opponent's attacks. Ash wanted to start out strong. He turned to Pikachu. Pikachu, decide this with a powerful electric charge. Pikachu's picture lit up on the scoreboard. Pika! Pika! Pikachu nodded excitedly. He was eager to battle. Pikachu jumped energetically into a tall rock. Sparks crackled around his face as he gathered his energy for the attack. Ditto, transform! Drake yelled. White light glowed around Ditto. Its floppy form started to take shape. When the light faded, a little yellow Pokemon stood on the boulder. Ditto has taken the form of Pikachu, the announcer cried in amazement. Talk about seeing double. Ash understood Drake's strategy. Now Ditto could use all of the attacks that Pikachu could. The two Pokemon would be evenly matched. Pikachu rolled a huge bullet sizzling electric at Ditto. Ditto absorbed the energy. When the attack was over, Ditto looked as strong as ever. What is that thinking? The announcer asked. Responding to an electric attack with another electric attack is useless. They cancel each other out. Ditto countered the attack with a thunder shock. The huge lightning blast electrified Pikachu, but Pikachu wasn't shaken by the charge. Won't these guys learn? Groaned the announcer into the speaker, but Ash wasn't ready to change his strategy, no matter what the loud-mouthed announcer thought. Pikachu, Thundershock! Ash cried. Drake followed as his lead. Ditto, Thundershock! The two Pokemon aimed Jade's lightning blasts at one another. The two massive bolts melted in the air, creating a huge explosion. The backlash caused the high rock Pikachu was standing until it crumbled to pieces. Ditto's rock was falling apart too. Ditto, go with the flow! Drake commanded his Pokemon. Ditto quickly regained his balance and started jumping nimbly from one piece to falling rock to the next, and landed safely on another tall rock. At the same time, Ash wasn't sure how to command Pikachu. Pikachu felt the harsh field below. The lightning must look better and shaken, but it wasn't out there. Ouch, that's gonna hurt, the announcer said. Too bad Ash couldn't read the field better. He could be losing his cool. I'm not losing my cool, Ash shouted. Hold it together, Ash, Trusty called out. Ash tried to calm down and think of the best strategy to use next. Ditto is Ditto and Pikachu is Pikachu, Ash said aloud. There must be some way to beat it. Drake wasn't talking any breaks. Ditto, Algely, he yelled. Ditto started to run across the rock field, quickly darting back and forth. Pikachu, Thundershock! Ash called. Pikachu aimed another lightning bolt at Ditto, but it expressly moved out of the way. Ditto, Thunder! Drake countered. Ditto aimed another electric attack at Pikachu. Pikachu ducked, missing the blast. Ditto's Ditto, Ash reminded himself. Now suddenly he knew what to do. Pikachu, quick attack! He ordered. Ditto, quick attack! Drake repeated, just as Ash knew he would. Pikachu and Ditto ran across the field at each another. They jumped high in the air, then slammed together. The electric sparks flew. Pikachu and Ditto called it, the announcer said. As the crowd gasped, Pikachu and Ditto both fell to the ground. Ditto looked very weak, but Pikachu was still jumping around with lots of energy. Now Pikachu! Ash yelled. Pikachu jabbed Ditto again with thundershock. This time, the charge finally took its toll. Ditto changed from Pikachu back to his own form. Ditto's down! Its transform broke down thanks to the impact of the collision, the announcer reported. Ditto reeled back and forth, then it collapsed in a faint. Ditto is unable to battle, said the judge. It's goodbye to the little pink guy. The announcer said. Pikachu wins this round. The crowd cheered. Ditto's picture on the scoreboard went dark. I get it, Trusty said. Ditto when copied the attacks of other Pokemon, but when it comes to taking punishment, it stuck with its own powers, so Pikachu was much better prepared for the collision. You break, Ditto, Drake told his Pokemon. Return! Drake threw out another Pokeball. The Pokemon delivered a huge serpent made of rock fly over the battlefield. Drake had chosen Onix. The rock and ground type Pokemon is rock solid against electric attacks. How will Ash respond? The announcer wondered. Ash had to think. Pikachu wouldn't do any harm to Onix. He needed a Pokemon that was stronger against rock type Pokemon. Which one should he choose? Thank you for listening. Please subscribe me and have a great day.